It's showtime.
So 2018 is over, so it's time to talk about my favorite games from that year. And it was a great year for PlayStation users, which makes us Xbox users very jealous as we got jack shit. And PC users always do very well in the end too, which I am both PC and Xbox. But honestly for me, it was just meh this whole year. And I can't even name 10 that I can put on my list. So here's 8 instead. So disclaimer, this is my personal list of games that I enjoyed, with one that came out in 2017 and ended up playing this year. So if you have your own list, please feel free to share in the comments with your top 10 or 5, but this is just my personal list. So coming in number 8 is Turok 2. This is a remaster of the original that came out in the N64 back in the day and now on Steam, and it's awesome. Playing as Turok, the dinosaur hunter, never felt better with 4K and 60 frames per second enhancement support. While I got stuck in the second level and never gotten around to revisit it, it didn't mean I didn't have fun blasting dinosaurs in the face with my shotgun and bow. Number 7 is Forza Horizon 4. I have loved the Horizon racing series since its inception, and the game lives up to the Horizon name. It's the only racing car game series that I can play and not get bored of. In Horizon 4, it gives you a breathtaking English frontier for you to carve up, a huge assortment of souped up cars at your disposal, and plenty of variety of objectives to keep you wanting more. No wonder the series keeps me hooked. And with the addition of the weather system, it's fully gotten my talents into me and changed the game dramatically with each season to make you change your gameplay style as well. I do wish the seasons change every 2 to 3 days instead of a week, but there's still plenty of fun to keep you busy for a while. Forza Horizon 3 still remains my de facto favorite of the series, but that's not to say this is a bad game by any means. If you've never played any of the Horizon games, then give this one a shot. I guarantee you will enjoy it. Coming in number 6 is Hitman II. Sequel to the much loved and praised Hitman 1, which I loved last year. I ended up playing this in December and couldn't stop until I finished the game and replayed it multiple times. I never liked or could get into the Hitman series for the life of me, but Hitman 1 got me into it. With its simplistic yet open-ended design to approach a level in any way you wanted, you can be gung-ho, guns blazing, which is the worst possible way, or silent but deadly, which I always go for. Plus adding story missions where it gives you unique objectives where you can follow to unlock unique kills, but it's your choice on how you want to approach it. And Hitman 2 continues that with more gigantic different levels. The story is just much worse and contains still images, which shows lack of creativity and budget contributed to the story, but ignore that. The gameplay is the target of the series, and Agent 47 always nails his target. And if you never played Hitman 1 and get Hitman 2, you get Hitman 1 for free. So that's a great proposition, so definitely get this game. The world is your playground. Coming in number 5 is Total War Warhammer 2. Now this game came out last year, but I ended up playing earlier this year. Sequel to the much acclaimed first game, this one adds lizardmen, dark elves, high elves, and many more races. And the addition of Mortal Empires, which adds a combined campaign from Warhammer 1 and 2 into one gigantic map. This was just downright fun and builds upon everything great about Warhammer 1 and includes an additional campaign with a unique story for each race. It's a great addition to the Warhammer strategy game series, and I cannot wait to see what region and races they will add in the third game. Coming in number 4 is
Soul Calibur 6.
Yes, a fighting game is on my list, and you guys know how much I suck ass at fighting games. Or some of you do. But I've been a fan of the Soul Calibur series since 2, with 2 being my favorite of course, and by far my favorite fighting game of all time. But I haven't been back in this series since 4, and 5 I just ignored like the plague from what I've heard from the game's story. Now the reason I got back into the series is because I heard good things and give it a shot, and boy was I impressed with the amount of content this game adds. Now there's no arcade mode, but a beautiful timeline for each character's individual story, which I love. Plus they added the epic Weapon Master mode. Thank God, I've been waiting for this shit for a long time, and it hasn't been properly done since Soul Calibur 2. 3 is fucking weird, but I do give it credit. It's actually pretty underrated, it's actually pretty good. But these 2 modes being added into this game was much needed in the series and now kept my interest and praise for the series now. And if that wasn't enough, they included a staple in this series since 3, and that's character creation, and boy, some of these creations are fucking awesome. Fucking Link and Skeletor. And I created XR Coon. How badass is that shit? That was all me, baby. So honestly, it's good to see a fighting game which is accessible to everyone, have a ton of features, especially for single player fans like myself. Number 3, and this is gonna piss a lot of people off, but I don't give a shit, this is my list, and it's Red Dead Redemption 2.
This is blasphemy! This is madness!
I know, I get it, but this game isn't perfect. It's got a ton of fucking flaws that hold it back from me. The wanted system is broken as hell, you get in trouble for every little fucking thing you do, and it just ruins the immersion and fun of the game, and I just don't even attempt to be bad at any point. And the game switches constantly between being open world and scripted way too much, and I think Nakey Jakey's video really sums up and hits the nail on the head of my feelings of the game. But I'll be damned if I didn't have fun and enjoyment of the game. This is almost everything I wanted from a game with its great story, stranger missions, side quests, hunting, and exploration. This game is at the pinnacle, the height of all of that. And really no game can really compare to that of this year. But it's just not perfection and greatness as many other people would say it is, but damn good. Number 2 is Warhammer Vermintide 2. Now this game had a rocky opening with the difficulty being way too hard initially, and only 2 months later did I come back and get to play. Also couldn't get it to play for a while, but I figured it out and the difficulty spike was fixed, and boy was it needed. But this is a sequel to the much beloved Vermintide 1, which is a Left 4 Dead clone style game based on the Warhammer universe, in which the Skaven, the Ratmen, are taking over all of the world, and you play as one of 5 heroes, traverse the level, and kill waves upon waves of Skaven. And this sequel builds upon everything great about the first and adds chaos as another enemy race, adds classes to add more gameplay variety for each individual hero, perks, weapons, and a huge selection of varied levels to keep you entertained. My only complaint is the DLC being so late in the game. First DLC, which was okay, came out 6 months after the initial release. What the fuck? This is just fucking lazy, and the new DLC based around the levels from the first game, so not that all original in the content, to be honest. But I'll be damned if this game didn't keep me entertained and coming back for more, despite the DLC, and being one of the best of the Left 4 Dead style games. And number 1, no surprise, is Monster Hunter World. As a complete experience, this game has it all. Now, I dropped off with this game towards the end, and I can't say I was satisfied enough for the whole year, but I've put over 500 plus hours into this game alone. Damn! So that's enough for me to put it as number 1, man. I don't even think I've put that much time into one game alone. Yes, it's difficult to master at first, but as someone who has played previous games and wanted something more streamlined and accessible, I think this game offers that. It's still hard to master, don't get me wrong, but once you put in the work and look at tutorials online, you'll never stop loving this game. It offers a okay story with incredible gameplay of fighting giant monsters and crafting giant weapons to fight even more giant monsters, and giving updates and seasons with new levels, collaborations, and monsters, all free to keep the game varied and fun to tackle almost every week. That's why this game is number 1 for me. So that is my list of games that I truly loved this year. A lot of great games this year, as well as a lot of disappointments and shitty games, which I'm expecting more and more every year as we go on, as to be expected. So please be sure to like this video, comment your favorite games of 2018 in the comment section below, and look out for more top 5, top 10 on the awesome Mandalorian podcast episodes. And subscribe for more content, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.